What's up guys, welcome back to the channel, and today I'm back from the video. This time we're going to be discussing the WNBA and many of its huge problems that no one wants to admit. And if you are one of the 5 WNBA fans watching this video, I would say don't take this personally. I'm just going to be diving in to why this league and its players aren't as successful as they want to be. Now the majority of my subscribers are NBA fans, and I would say the majority of those people do not watch the WNBA. But I think we're all aware of the league and we know it exists, unlike a lot of the population. And one of the things that really bothers me with this league is that I never see it in the news for the right reasons. And the majority of times, it's those players just flat out complaining or getting into a random beef with an NBA player. And those interactions have really turned me off as someone who is open to actually watching professional women's basketball. Now there are 3 specific beefs I want to go through. The first one involves Luka Doncic, one of the NBA's premier superstars. And this quote-unquote beef goes back to 2019 when Luka was a rookie, and in his short video, he was congratulating Araiki Anakwabule on winning Rookie of the Year. And it was a very innocent video that Luka was just giving his congrats to that player. Now as innocent as that video may be, Luka giving some exposure to a young player, of course a WNBA team had to come in and trash Luka. And the tweet they put out is on your screen right now. And I'm going to read it quote for quote. Says a guy who hasn't been to a game all season but got sent a jersey and recorded a scripted video. And that tweet from Minnesota Lynx, it is so unself-aware. And why would you trash an NBA player for supporting your league when you constantly ask NBA players to do that? It makes absolutely 0 sense. And even the claim that Luka hadn't been to a game all season, actually it later came out that Luka had actually been to a Dallas Wings game, so their tweet made absolutely no sense, it was false, and it was based in a lie. Now the next thing I want to talk about is one other beef between Andre Iguodala and another WNBA player. And this time it was another simple, innocent tweet by Andre. He was watching a game for the Washington Mystics, and his tweet says the following, quote, "Number 23 for the Mystics is nice." I mean, that is about as general a tweet as you can have, but this set Twitter on fire. And you had that player, Ariel Powers, respond with the following, "Put some respect on my name or keep this tweet to yourself." I don't really see what's wrong with Andre's tweet, but again, these players ask for recognition and they ask for exposure, but once they get it, they somehow turn on those players for doing exactly what they wanted. You literally cannot win with these people, and they'll still get mad at you for doing exactly what they wanted. And if I had to describe that tweet interaction in a couple of words, I would say fake outrage. Now the last beef we have is from another Dallas Wings player, that being Skylar Diggins, talking about Harrison Barnes. And once again, Harrison Barnes did absolutely nothing. He never even spoke or talked about her. He randomly caught a stray when she was talking about the pay gap with the NBA and the WNBA. And on your screen right now, you can see that quote, where basically she gets mad at Harrison Barnes for being the highest paid player on the Dallas Mavericks at $24 million. And she basically says, look at his stats, is he an all-star, and is he better than me relative to his sport? And again, another delusional WNBA player thinking that their league is on par with the NBA. And if she really wanted to settle this on who's better, Harrison Barnes or Skylar Diggins, set up a 1v1 match for that $24 million contract. Have Harrison Barnes, who's 6'8", 225, playing against Skylar Diggins, who's 5'9", $125. I think all of us know how that game would end. And looking at all 3 of those interactions, what benefit does that have for WNBA players versus NBA players? Attacking their league and their revenue alienates a lot of NBA players as well as NBA fans and potential WNBA fans who watch or see that. Yes, that may get retweets on Twitter or likes, but how many of those people liking those tweets actually sit down and watch WNBA games? And I'll put it very simply, if as many people watch the WNBA as complain about it, they would have no problem with viewership. But all these people who complain on social media about professional women's basketball not having enough money or enough pay, I guarantee you 90% of those people do not watch professional women's basketball. And therein lies the problem. Nobody wants to watch this product, not even the people who strongly advocate for it. Now, going into our next point, let's look at the revenue of both these leagues. The WNBA roughly makes $60 million. The NBA, on the other hand, makes just under $8 billion. So comparing these 2 leagues and their revenue shares and the overall pay scales of both these players, it's not even comparable. This is like comparing your local kid at the YMCA playing basketball to a guy who's playing D1 basketball in college. It's 2 totally different levels and 2 totally different scales. these leagues are not equal, not in profit, revenue, or talent. And if you want to be brutally honest and tell it how it is, the NBA over the past 20 years has actually been subsidizing this league and giving them money that they otherwise would have been losing. And over the past 15 years, the WNBA has failed to turn a profit every single year. And one of the common arguments from these players as to why they don't get paid enough is because their revenue share is not equal to their NBA counterparts. Now let me explain this very simply. The NBA is an $8 billion business. The WNBA is a $60 million business, and keep in mind they're losing on average $70 million. So their net profit is losing $10 million that is then subsidized by the NBA. So any logical person can realize the NBA players have more share revenue because they generate more revenue. If women's basketball players got 50% of revenue like NBA players, their league would be in the toilet and they would tank immediately. I have no idea why it's so hard to understand, and I don't know why people in the media don't simply point this out. Now let's wrap this video up. I'll give you guys my summary of the WNBA. So when I look at this league, it's a league that nobody really watches and nobody pays attention to because the product on the court is inferior to its male counterpart. Is it fair? Is it unfair? You can debate that all day, but it's plainly obvious to anyone the NBA product is far superior. And who's ever in charge of marketing this league has done a terrible job. Like I said before, the only time I see this league in the headlines is one of their players is complaining or making some outlandish statement about the pay gap. And I think NBA players so far have done a tremendous job of marketing this league. They wear their sweatshirt, they tweet it out, they tell fans to watch the league and watch the great talent they have. But at the end of the day, when it comes down to it, the consumers choose what they want to watch. And so far, over the past 20 plus years, nobody is watching or tuning in to the WNBA. So that right there is my rant of the WNBA and telling you guys the truth about this delusional league and how it should have folded years ago if it wasn't for the NBA stepping in and paying for most of their expenses. So let me know in the comments your thoughts about this league. Do you think women's basketball will actually get better in the future? Do you think it's already peaked and it's only going to get worse? Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. And as always, thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys next time.
God, this place officially sucks worse than the WNBA.
And at the top of the second half, it's 16-9. Easton leads the scoring with 4.
And that's why she commands $7,000 a year. These gals sure do make it look difficult.
But is having this minor skill worth being so unattractive? That's for the fan to decide.
Yay!